Hi, hello. My name is Mailula Babalo, aka Babalo Raiden. If this is your first time tuning in, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, to comment, like, and share the video with your friends or anyone. Today's topic, good people, is true love still exists. In other words, um, real relationships are still there, good people. Mm, so, let us get into the video. Sorry about that. Um, Good people, true love is there, and good relationships still exist. The problem is just us. We are just the problem because whenever we talk about the craziness of Njolo, aka Utando, Lorado, Lufuno, Kachevenda, the problem is not that problem, but the problem tends to just be us. We are same people who complain about these things. We are the same people who actually, let me put it like that. Okay. We are the same people who actually causes those problems. All right. So this is what I would like to talk about today. That whenever we get into relationships, we all come, we all have different past experiences. So we tend to use our past experiences as a way to navigate how we are going to behave in our future relationships. Because I say this to people that I don't believe that there is any person who was born being bad at heart. Okay, there was no person who was born being a player. There was no person who was born free. There was no who was born heartless. It is just that the past experiences that changed certain people to certain characters. We call it's a learned behavior. Sometimes some of them is from childhood traumas. Some like they had what bad upbringing, okay? Then it end up making them, because in psychology they say the more you neglect your kid, a young while yes, the more you neglect your kid, they are more likely to adapt that kind of a lifestyle. That if you neglect, they feel neglected. Now they become locked emotionally to a point that to them they know that emotions means nothing. Okay, emotions to them means nothing. It's actually being weak, feeling pain, because maybe every time when your kid is trying to cry to you, and when your kid is crying, then you punish them for that. You trying to shout at them for saying that, to a point that they no longer cry. Even if they experience pain, they just become this rock. But that end up being a problem, because the same people, sorry, they end up being the ones who will cause problems in their future relationship. Because even if they feel somehow, to them that means nothing, because they were never taught about the importance of emotions. They were neglected, they were still young. So they don't know anything about the feeling of comfort, empathy, sympathy, these kind of things. No one ever empathized them. So they will never empathize anyone. They'll never feel for someone. And sometimes you just get into a relationship, then somebody just do something really painful to you. And then that will count. It conditions you on your future relationships. Your future relationship will depend on that experience. The moment you are with someone, then they start to maybe act somehow, you relate it to the past experience. Then, because you already developed the defense mechanism, the fence around you, that maybe I'll not open up until this point because this once happened in my life. Or if somebody does this, I'll just run away, something like that. So past relationship actually plays an important role in how we continue with our future relationships. So great people, one thing I would like to say is this part, that another thing that makes these relationships to be very hard is the fact we end developing this I don't care mentality, or I'm never wrong mentality. I know many people suffer from this one. I'm never wrong mentality. Even if I hurt someone, and they show it that they didn't like how I addressed them or how I spoke to them, then I don't care. I'll never say sorry to this person. You cannot believe how many people cannot simply say this word, sorry. They would rather die than to say sorry, because most people, they fear responsibility. They no, let me say, they fear accountability, taking accountability, that I was wrong to speak to you like this, and I'm sorry for that. I've seen how it felt. Maybe you didn't take this thing how I meant it to say, so I'm sorry for that. That can actually change the whole scenario. That can actually solve so many uh, relationship problems you see out there. And the other thing is that we cannot forgive. We cannot actually forgive. Some I forgive you for doing this and that. Then they will keep on reminding you time and time again that you did this to me, that you did that to me, you did this to me. Yeah, that's why last time you did that. And you said you forgave them, remember? Somebody said, I'm sorry for doing that to you. And you said, I forgive you. But you keep on reminding them again and again and again. That's not actually forgiveness. It's just banking that thing so that at the right moment you use it as an attack back. You see, that's another problem that we have as people. So we need to, if we can change that scenario whereby we learn to feel for other people. As much as we communicate, communication doesn't mean attacking the other people. That's how what most people tend to misunderstand. People think that when we say we communicate, we mean that we need to just throw those negative emotions at someone and say, no, I'm communicating to them. Knowing, being tactful, being able to differentiate accusations from um, trying to understand somebody. Because if you want to understand somebody else's view, you need to be able to listen to them and hear how do they see the situation. Is it the same way you see it, or they see it differently? So that, so most people is that every time when they try to solve a problem, they try to blame the other person. They don't want to hear what the other person is saying. They just want to project their own feeling on the other person, so that the other person end up taking the blame for whatever. because it relates to that taking accountability. Not many actually love to take accountability, good people. And that's a serious problem, which most people suffer from. Taking accountability. Not everyone can do that. If you can do that, I'm telling you, life will be easier. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Enjoy your day. Bye. Or your night.